the starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. In this matchup, two seasoned clubs. Shaq, talk about the importance of experience on a roster.
Yeah, a lot of great young teams go nowhere. The Warriors did it fairly young, but most champions have a lot of vets.
Well, experienced players have patience. That's the difference. They're willing to wait for something better to develop. Younger players are in a hurry to get it there, but moving the ball, good shot selection, those are the things that help you win titles.
And with the tip-off coming up shortly, we go courtside to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And then on Saturday, the Minnesota Timberwolves will come into town. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, for Bradley Beal, it all started with his shot. His mom was a great athlete in her own right, and she coached him. By age 7, he was making high school range threes. He said, "I just run from arc to arc. I loved it because you knew you had to guard me all the way out there. Everywhere I went, it was shooter, shooter. My name became Shooter. And Kevin, it still is."
It sure is. Thanks, David. Doris, for some players now in their second seasons, you can tell just how big the jump is between that first year and their second year in the league.
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect.
And now Washington's starting group. Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. And for San Antonio, Gang and Aldridge are up front. DeJounte Murray is out there with Derek White. And it's DeRozan in at the small forward position. And the Wizards with possession. And Bryant kicks the wall. Back to Bryant. Over White. Beal trying to break loose. And it's Bryant missing. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Gay's got the first points of the night for San Antonio.
And really, the strength of Gay is impressive. Easily bouncing off the defense while still finishing the shot.
Here's Beal, and it's off the back rim, no good. And it's the Spurs ball. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Shooting two.
And that free throw good from DeRozan. And Greg, DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
It's so funny to hear DeMar DeRozan joke about being an old man in this league. You know, he may not be a young man, but he's got a lot of years left, and he continues to improve.
Now here's Wall playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. Beal from long range, and DeMar DeRozan pulls it down.
Well, conversions have been a problem. 0 for 4.
Murray outside. Pass to Aldridge. Shoots over Brown, and Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Murray.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Outside, Beal. Bryant against Gay. Clock at 6. And a nice shot by Bryant.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Aldridge following the bucket by the Wizards. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
His second person, second team.
Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Bertanis, he's checked in for Hachimura.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Gay.
And Gay, just so difficult to guard. Skilled with his ability to shoot it and still explosive at attacking the rim.
Now here's Wall. Pass to Bertanis. It's Brown on the wing. Lets it go from deep. A three-pointer is right on target.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
It's all about mindset out of the gate. If you're aggressive and they give you room, go ahead, let it fly.
Wall with the steal.
Hey! John!
Bertanis passes to Wall. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, that's the mobility and athleticism John Wall has on the interior. He feels at ease amongst the trees.
Outside DeRozan. Inside Aldridge. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, Marcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Aldridge. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point, when it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Murray against Wall. Over Murray. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, John Wall has always been such a reliable mid-range scorer. That short area quickness and elevation, so good.
White up top. He's covered by Beal. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it, the fast break chance.
How good is that pass from John Wall? My man doing some work right now.
And Murray's got the ball here for San Antonio. Gay outside. Shot clock at 6. Wall with a block.
Twice on the pipes. The anticipation, the athleticism. Terrific job by Wall rejecting that attempt.
Here's Murray, and he just worked New York in that last game. Just 2 to shoot. San Antonio again missing. To the paint, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Murray, no good.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to...
Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Wow. Well, there's your dunk contest champion back in 2014. Wall puts a little extra on that one.
Inside, and DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Murray. Murray's got 3 assists tonight.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Passes it to Bryant. Beal against White. The kick out to Wall. And it's White with the rebound.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
And Gay is superb at knowing where to run to in the open floor. A clever forward who finds ways to score in the fast break.
Bryant dishes to Brown. That shot off. Nice D from DeRozan. San Antonio leading. Here's Murray. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists.
Well, this is where DeMar DeRozan proves he is the real deal. Not only a skilled scorer, skilled at finding his teammates as well.
And stolen by Murray. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Wall wide open. They get the rebound. Second chance shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Now, I think, Kevin, this is what the team wants to see more of from Bradley Beal. Keep pushing the action. Get yourself some easy points from the foul line.
Well, last season we got a glimpse of what a Bradley Beal team looks like as he led the way for the Wizards after Wall went down.
And really, Beal took it upon himself to kind of keep this team moving forward. And it was his best season to date. Career highs in scoring, and also was creating more for his teammates in Wall's absence.
On the first.
Free throw good, Beal. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right. Smith, the pass to Wagner. Dishes it to Napier. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
There's the pass to Beal. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Thunder.
Fought extremely hard to win that game. They were exhausted, you could tell, but you could see what that win meant to them at the end of overtime.
Now, here's Napier, covered by Mills. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That's his first foul. Mahimi's checked in for Davis Bertans. Smith scanning the floor. Lays it up off the glass.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Now here's Mills. He's covered closely. Pass to Wiles. All alone. No good there. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Here's Smith. And DeRozan sends it back.
Well, DeMar DeRozan, really strong effort on the defensive end, pays off by sending that opportunity back.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Lyles. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Clock at 4. Here's Forbes.
Now, Kevin, this is what you're paying Jan Mahimi to do, right? Contest shots, perhaps intimidate a little bit on the defensive end.
Let's take a look now at some numbers for Beal. Coming off a terrific season, 11th in scoring, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
Oh, yeah, one of the most dependable scorers in the league. He really saved him in several games a season ago.
Two.
That free throw, no good.
I'll tell you, the big man from France, Jan Mahimi, had to fight through a number of injuries to get to this point, but he's the kind of battler every team is looking for.
Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And he can't hit the second. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Back to Mills. Here's Lyles. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And this is what you like about Jan Mahimi defensively. He might not be the highest flyer, but big-time enforcer.
The floater, and Beal lays it in. Beal's got 6.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Pass to Lyles. And the dunk by Lyles.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Stolen by Walker. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Walker leading the charge. Shots good by Mills.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Here's Napier. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Forbes the pass to Poeltl. Walker against Beal. To the middle, here's Pirtle, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well, Scott Brooks now in his 4th year as coach of the Wizards, and it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him so far in his tenure in the D.C. area. And think about it, guys, under the gun now because the GM who hired him was now let go.
Wiles against Smith. That one misses. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Wiles passes to Mills. Unloads from 13. Goes back up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Spurs shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
The next one.
Good on the second free throw. Wizards trail by 5. Smith outside. Down low. Here's Beal. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 8 points for Beal.
What I love about Bradley Beal is he is an effective, efficient scorer. He always takes quality shots.
Now, here's Walker. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Wiles. Rebound by Mahimi.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
No good on the last second attempt there. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Spurs. They lead by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. One of the most dangerous scorers in the game, Bradley Beal spoke about the trust Coach Scott Brooks has in him and his teammates.
I think the biggest thing is he's still young, so, he tries to think he's still hip. He keeps up with us a little bit, but he grants us a lot of freedom. He allows us freedom on both ends of the floor to be leaders.
Ellen Beal trying to grow as a leader and a star. Has to love that.
Yeah, and Brooks known for developing good relationships with his players. He pushes them, but he gives them a lot of praise as well.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Wizards. Wagner out there with Mahimi. Then there's Shabazz Napier. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Hachimura in at the 3, the small forward. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And San Antonio called for the foul. Doris, this game always evolving. Fascinating to see the players who drive that change with their unique talents find a way to do things differently.
Well, probably two guys currently that have revolutionized the way the game is played. Stephen Curry, with the incredible range he has on his three-point shooting. You've got to guard him as soon as he crosses the half-court line. And honestly, if the goal would be good from the other side of the half-court, he'd probably push it to out there. And James Harden, so prolific at drawing fouls. It might be maddening to the fans of opposing teams, but James Harden has led the NBA or been at the top of the free throw attempts list for years now.
Great examples. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
That will sting a little bit, failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there, but he does tie it up.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
The Spurs have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
One shot.
There you go.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Napier passes to Mahimi. He dishes it to Smith. Back to Mahimi. 5 to shoot. Here's Napier. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Napier's got it all tied up now for the Wizards.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Today's player is not intimidated by size. You even give them a sliver of a window, and they're going to make that shot.
The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills, now with a decade in the NBA.
6 foot nothing. And that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
No good on that one. Rudy Gay's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And a change for the Wizards. John Wall's checked in for Ish Smith. And the second free throw, good. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Napier passes to Wagner. And here's Mahimi. Passes to Hachimura. Clock at 6. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Gay. Another shot. Rebounded by the Wizards.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic, but boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Wall, good.
This is unmatched speed at his size and certainly at the point guard position. How are you going to stop that?
Mills passes to Pirtle.
Third foul of the half, and that's the risk you take, leaving him out there.
A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Lyles, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. And a change for the Wizards. Troy Brown's checked in for Ian Mahimi. Murray outside. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Brown, the pass to Wagner. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Wagner's got his first points in this one. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Rudy Gay on the wing. He's covered by Brown, and that one drops for him.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Outside, Wall. Back to Napier. The pass to Wagner. There's the triple, and the Wizards hit again from deep.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Now here's Murray. Napier covering. Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Pirtle trying to get open. And yes, it's good. Aldridge has got the game tied up here for San Antonio. And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Pass to Wagner. Outside, Wall. And Washington again with the bucket.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Outside, Walker. Pass to Pirtle. Gay scanning the floor. Passes it to Aldridge. Fader on the way. And another basket for San Antonio.
That mid-range, Jay, just no problem for a big man like LaMarcus Aldridge. Really, he has patented that jump shot.
And that one is hammered home.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
Murray finds Aldridge. From the high post. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And this is an area where Gay is especially dangerous. A terrific mid-range scorer.
Brown down low. Aldridge is covering. Pirtle with the double team. Wagner passes to Brown. Now here's Napier. Defense right on him. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Here's DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Well, if the defense naps in the pick-and-roll offense, DeRozan is too smart and too good and too skilled.
Here's Hachimura. He's covered by Gay. Hachimura, no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Murray with it, working on Bertans. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
Ryan is checked in for Washington. Beal comes in for Troy Brown.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Murray. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
It's DeRozan with the drive. That's tipped. They get it back. Washington's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Outside, Wall. There's Beal with the three. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Beal with the steal. That's good, and that evens things out for him. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
Boy, that is just tremendous concentration from Bradley Beal. Defense all over him, no problem.
Murray dishes to Gay, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for the Spurs. Gay hits them both.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Beal, the pass to Bertens. Outside Bryant. Here's Wall, and the slam dunk by Wall.
What a play by Wall. It's going to take more than that to slow him down. Well, we know this. John Wall is a great scorer, but let's not forget that over the course of his career, he's always been looking to create for others as well. Now, sometimes he can get a little ahead of himself, but the unselfishness shows in his assist totals.
Shooting 1.
And with Wall, the assists are always high. But Doris, his turnovers are up there too, unfortunately.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And I think part of that is because John Wall plays the game at breakneck speed. You hope as the years go on, he becomes more efficient in terms of his decision-making.
Aldridge kicks to Forbes. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. Rebound by the Wizards.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Well, it has been a long road back from injury for John Wall, Greg. The heel issue followed by the Achilles tear.
And you just hope that Wall can make a full recovery and get back to the player he once was. Provides so much with his speed and playmaking as well as scoring.
Two.
The first one falls.
Well, the athleticism and ferocity with which John Wall plays the point guard position. And you add that to the frame he brings to the table, and look out.
Trey Lyles checked in for San Antonio. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Smith has checked in. No good on the second free throw.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Here's DeRozan. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Well, this guy is so good at keeping his focus on the rim. DeMar DeRozan likes going right at the defense.
A nice shot by Wall.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Spurs trail by 4. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. Has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. You look at Bryant, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
DeRozan against Beal. Here is Forbes. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York. 5 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. Nice D from Bryant. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to give you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
Now the pass to Beal. They double team Beal. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Washington with the ball. Bertines passes to Smith.
Kick it out.
6 to shoot.
You got him.
Aldridge against Wall. Over Aldridge. And another miss by Washington.
Defensive positioning so important, and he could not have played him better there.
Beal with the steal. To the inside. And finish off by Bryant.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
DeRozan gets the bucket.
Well, for all the athleticism he possesses, DeMar DeRozan's old-fashioned jumper is really the staple of his game.
Wall passes to Bryant. He kicks it to Smith. And the shot is good. And the Wizards lead by 4.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Now here's Mills. Bertans defending. One-on-one here. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Bryant, and oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Right side Aldridge, kicks to DeRozan. Clock is at 3. The 3 from Mills, and no good that time. John Wall getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Bradley, great first half for you. Look, we know you come from a foot...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Tonight isn't an exception as looking back at his last few games, he's been stringing together some incredible performances. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
When you think about giving up 3 or 4 extra turnovers, that can mean 8 or 9 points at the other end. That's why every coach preaches it. Take care of the basketball. Bottom line, they need to protect the ball and play under control.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Gay and Aldridge are up front. Derek White is out there with Murray, and it's DeRozan in at small forward. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Murray kicks to White. Aldridge against Bryant. And it's sent back by Bryant. Now Beal. And it's White with the rebound.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Pass to Gay. Spurs passing it around. Pass to DeRozan. Over Brown. Misses off the right iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And that one's good. Hachimura.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Aldridge. Out to DeRozan.
Hey, swing it! Screen!
Puts one up from 19. They get it back. Aldridge. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Bryant passes to Hachimura. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Hachimura.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And he makes both free throws. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for San Antonio. 8-point game. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. The 29th pick in 2017 by the Spurs, their injuries last year created an opportunity for Derek White to show Greg what he can do with steady minutes.
And White at 6'4", capable of manning either guard spot, a shooter, a playmaker, and an all-defensive team in college. He is definitely a keeper.
And he makes the first. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Wizards leading by 7. And here's Wall. He's got 16. Here's Beal. Bryant trying to free himself up. Beal's shot is good. Beal's got 12.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Aldridge kicks to Murray. High, arcing shot. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Wall against DeRozan. Wall's shot is off. Spurs trail by 9. DeRozan with it. That ball is good for another field goal, his 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Boy, officials say play on, even though there's contact. DeRozan, I guess they don't think he needs any help.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Wizards have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Hachimura. Pirtle, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Mahimi's checked in for the Wizards. Napier comes in for John Wall. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Up top, DeRozan. He's covered by Brown. DeRozan's shot is good.
Well, this is the point where you say, uh-oh, DeMar DeRozan is going to start to get rolling. This guy can impose his will.
Here's Beal. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Now here's Murray, guarded closely. Bucket is good. Murray's got 9.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
Napier passes to Hachimura. A stupendous finish in traffic. Hachimura's got the lead up to 9 now for the Wizards.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
13 feet away. Second chance shot, and it's laid up and in by DeRozan. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Beal with it, now guarded by Murray. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the wing on the left. And White kicks to Murray. Back to Gay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Murray with the bounce pass. Beal finds Napier. Now here's Beal. Back to Mahinmi, and it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
What an outstanding pass, and Bradley Beal has come such a long way as a playmaker.
Passes it to Gay. Outside, White. Shot from the wing. From deep. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Gay.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And some changes here for the Spurs. Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for White, and it's Mills in for Murray. Mo Wagner's checked in for Washington. Tipped away. Pirtle with the steal. Walker the pass to Pirtle. He kicks to DeRozan. Leans from outside. Washington with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. The pass to Napier. Back to Mahinmi. There's the dish to Beal. Clock at 6. They double team Beal. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Wizards now. Spurs trail by 6. And they double up DeRozan. Dishes to Walker. Rebound by the Wizards. Mahimi's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Hachimura. Here's Wagner. DeRozan defending. Wagner can't hit. The Spurs have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Lyles checked in for San Antonio. Bryn Forbes comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Then for the Wizards, Bertanis, he's checked in for Mahinmi. And Smith subbed in for Bradley Beal. Pirtle kicks to Forbes. Pass to Lyles. Shot clock at 5. From deep, Walker connects from three-point range. Walker's got 6.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Napier passes to Wagner.
And looking here at some numbers for Smith. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 9 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
On the first.
Free throws good, Lyles. Both shots good from the stripe. The Wizards with the lead. Smith outside. Pass to Hachimura. And the layup's good off the glass. Hachimura's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And the pass to Mills for the tie. And Wagner pulls it down. Wizards leading by 3. To the middle. Here's Bertanis. And finished off by Bertans.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Now here's Mills. He has 7. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for the Spurs.
One shot.
Free throw good, Mills. Washington with the ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Smith left side. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. First trip to the line for him here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
Mills looking it over. Here is Forbes. Napier covering. 6 on the shot clock. 14 feet away. DeRozan's shot is off. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Hachimura. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Hachimura.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Good on both. Here is Forbes. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Mills. Got a piece of it. Here's Wagner, covered by Mills. And that one, good. Wagner's got 12 points in the game. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 7. Here's the floater. And he lays it up and in.
Well, doing what he does best. DeMar DeRozan hits the afterburner on the drive, catches the defense flat-footed.
Bertines passes to Wagner. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. The shot's good from Forbes. 1:31 left to play in the third. And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
San Antonio making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Thomas Bryant is checked in for Washington.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Napier. Spurs trail by 8. 1:15 left in the third quarter. The Spurs rebound. Forbes, the pass to Lyles, doesn't go for him.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And it's Smith missing.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Pass to Hachimura. Unloads from 13. The rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. DeRozan dishes to Mills. Good. And now just a 3-point Wizards lead. 12 seconds left in the third. Now Smith. Here's Hachimura. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Wizards lead by 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. So on the floor for Washington. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. Wall out there with Smith. And it's Bryant in at the center. Washington leading now by 5. Here's Hachimura. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be.
Passes it to Forbes. Now here's Gay. Spurs passing it around. Aldridge. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, easy call.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The free throw drops for Aldridge. Whitey's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Brown's checked in. And so he hits both. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And Derek White picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Outside, Wall. DeRozan against Brown. The kick out to Bryant. Outside, Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Over Aldridge. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. The pass to Aldridge. Double team on Aldridge. Shoots over Brown, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Two shots.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for San Antonio. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Beal's checked in for Ish Smith. Second free throw, no good.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a two-possession deficit.
That one goes. Count it.
Every season you see Bradley Beal add an element to his game. This guy is a tenacious, versatile scorer.
Pass to Gay. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. Gets it to go from 8 feet. Aldridge has got 5 points in the quarter.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
White looking around. DeRozan against Brown. DeRozan's shot is off. Wizards leading by 4. Bryant passes to Bertans. Cans it from downtown.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Get going.
Murray outside. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Here's Wall. Spurs trail by 5. Deflects the pass and taken away by Brown. Pass to Bertans. From past the arc. And that one is off. And the Spurs going the other way now. Aldridge finds Gay. Spurs working the ball around now. Passes to Aldridge. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Beal. That one, no good. Gay with the defensive effort. White, wide open, he fires. San Antonio, again missing. Beal taking his time here. There's the feed to Bryant. Shoots over White, and there's Bryant. That's good on the assist from Beal. And the Wizards lead by 7. The Spurs have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the 4th quarter for them. Outside, White. He feeds it to DeRozan, and taken away by Brown. Shoots a fader. Rebounded by the Spurs. Gay's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That is his first foul of the game. San Antonio on defense. Here's Bertanis. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Murray surveying the D. Buried from 15 feet out. Murray's got 4 points in the quarter.
A crucial breakdown defensively, and he was quick to make him pay.
We call that execution, Greg, getting the ball to the right guy where he can do some damage.
And finish off by Bryant.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Murray against Wall. Murray, no good. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Wizards. They lead by 7. And Murray, here we go.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. And here's Wall outside, but they recover it. Brown finds Beal. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
How about the pre-shot preparation by Bradley Beal? So good in the catch-and-shoot game.
Here's DeRozan. Washington with the rebound. Berton's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
I'll tell you, a rough quarter for him, and that puts so much pressure on the guys around him.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. Here's Beal.
Hey, come to me, come to me.
Spurs trail by 7. And here is Murray. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. From deep, Gay. San Antonio getting another chance here. Aldridge wide open, he fires. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Beal gets a wide open look. That doesn't go either for Beal. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Gay outside. Aldridge down low. Working on Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Gay misses. Wizards leading by 7. Here's Bertans for 3. Rebound by Murray. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Nice D from Wall. Washington's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
2 shots, foul, 2.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
Take a break, 2 shots.
And the first one drops. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He's pleased that they're getting consistent points in the paint. He said, in this league, it's not easy to do what you guys are doing. Let's just keep doing it until they stop us. Kevin?
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. 9-point game. Feeds it to Aldridge. No good that time.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Brown the pass to Bryant. Over Mills. And again, Washington, no good. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. DeRozan, no good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Now here's Beal, covered by Mills. Inside, 6 on the shot clock, and finish off by Bryant.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's DeRozan. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 24 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Well, he's such a smart offensive player. DeMar DeRozan knows the best option there is the quick release on the catch and shoot.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Hachimura, he's checked in for the Wizards. Beal from long range drains the three-pointer. Beal's got the lead up to 12 now for the Wizards.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
Here's Mills. He dishes it to Aldridge. Nice D from Bryant.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
And finish off by Bryant.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
DeRozan gets the bucket. DeRozan's got 14 points here in the second half.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
And Derek White picks up the foul. That will get him his fourth foul of the game. Here's Beal.
I got your help side. John. Ball.
From the wing. Rebounded by the Spurs.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Here's DeRozan. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Wall. Washington leading now by 12. There's a minute 40 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Beal, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
How about on the board?
DeRozan surveying the D. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Wall passes to Beal. Shoots from the elbow, and he knocks down the jumper. Beal's got 23 points.
How effortless is the mid-range game of Bradley Beal? Pretty.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Wizards.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Bradley Beal.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Outside, Wall. And there's the pass to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beal. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And so Aldridge will bring it up for the Spurs. Down by 12. DeRozan gets the bucket.
Well, the handles of DeMar DeRozan taking center stage there. How about the ball skills? Taking advantage of those and converting.
Beal with it. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.